Well, hello, my name is Zack Snyder, and you're watching the Black Bar Podcast. Just kidding. This is Into the Hellmouth, Episode 3, the penultimate episode. Quick announcement up front. Next Monday will be our final episode of this little mini story, so make sure to join us. It is a Wednesday, and it's a weird vibe in here, my guy. But regardless, let me go ahead and get into our recap from last time so that we can get into the vibe for tonight's kill tally. So, last session, our party of daring members of the Wardens infiltration team known as the Vigil began to run into some of the many dangers residing within the mall. After a fitful night's sleep filled with dreams, visions, and sickness, the party awoke with a deeper understanding of the risk they signed up for. Well, all awoke outside of Rhoda, who fell into a mall-induced unconsciousness. While trying to resolve the situation, the party also learned that there were some extra stowaways in the crew, and shadowy stowaways at that. The party met Mirabak the Mischievous, a childlike shadow who took on the identity of children from the past of each individual Vigil member, and they also discovered some kind of dark smoke rising from Rhoda's head. Nonetheless, they traveled on after realizing some kind of eyeless pack of creatures was stalking them in the mall. As they went on their way, Tubram summoned a talking steed named Alfred, and Rhoda woke up from her unconscious condition on Alfred's back, and the party eventually stumbled into a thick, poisonous, and blinding fog of atomized omnite. After sacrificing poor Alfred to the fog, leading to our one and only reel on our social media page, they took precautions and entered into the mess as carefully as they could. Inside, they were attacked by flying bat-like creatures, but thanks to some smart moves and a clutch ability that turned almost all of the entities, the party made it out to the other side only slightly damaged. After recovering the bit, the party wandered into a geode-like field of purified omnite and eventually ran into a sight to behold. There was some kind of ancient-looking alien vehicle, fully encased in omnite, and while you and I would know this as a spaceship, the party was perplexed by this unknown item. After examining this omnite fossil, they began to hear voices of something in the distance. With some perceptive insight, Rhoda discovered the deceased body of Warden Kithra Hearthbring, the Lightfoot halfling scout that had been sent, one of the two previously sent into the Hellmouth, but it was being bickered over by flying skin creatures with eye stalks. And unfortunately, the party made enough noise where the creatures turned their way. So, we ended last session on initiative, so we are starting right into the battle. We went ahead and pre-rolled initiative so that we don't have to spend any of our precious streaming time counting numbers. So, at the top, I'm going to say, just for context, imagine this room is like a giant dome, about 100 feet from front to back. The cave you just came in from is one singular entrance. On the opposite side, you guys can't quite see. Rhoda's the only one that's gotten a scope around this entire space, but there is another exit. The dome itself kind of is like almost like you're literally inside of a giant geode made of omnite crystals. And the ground itself is more of like rock and stone and cave-like structure. In the very middle of this scene, there's this giant pillar of omnite touching from the ground to the sky. Imagine a giant donut, but with a geode vibe. I know we're running Theater of the Mind, so please, if you have any questions about distance or anything, let me know. But front to back, this space is about 100 feet in length. Pretty circular, all things considered. These creatures, known as Goths, are not Goths, G-O-T-H-S, G-A-U-T-H-S, different kind of enemy, are on the far end of this giant pillar of omnite. Your group is kind of covered mostly by the central pillar and is at the entrance to the cave. Rhoda, I'd say, as well as our pal, shoot, I just totally blanked. Czar are right up against the central pillar of omnite. The rest of you are about 10 feet back from them toward the entrance of the cave. And that's where we are now. So, on the top of the initiative list, we have Major Arya with Augustine on deck. I would say I would say that Rhoda would have, quickly told you that there are two enemies pulling the body of this dead warden on the other side of the pillar.
About how far are they from us?
So right now you literally have a giant pillar in front of you, so you can't really see exactly where they are, but you would know that straight across from entrance to exit is about 100 feet. That's kind of where the circular structure of this space is leading toward. I'd say you're about 10 feet in from the far entrance, or from the close entrance of the cave, so you'd have to move within visual sight of them to get more of a realistic distance.
Okay, yeah, I'll move the 10 feet forward, see if I can see them from there.
Okay. So what I'll say is you kind of have to move to kind of the left, and I'll say you probably are able to get, like, maybe see just a flicker of something. You probably have to move another feet, kind of hugging either the left or the right wall in order to get an actual view of one of them. I don't know what your movement speed is, but I'd say you
30,
probably have to...
40, actually.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'd say
40.
you probably have to move 30 right or left in order to see the full build of one of them.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. I will go, I guess, full movement towards the one that I could see a flicker of.
Okay, so let's just say, are you going right or left in this space?
I think you said I was hugging the left wall, so I'll just continue left.
Okay, so as soon as you round this corner, as these things now know you're here, Rhoda was able to get in there without any problems previously. But now that they know you guys are present, as soon as you round the corner and see this thing, its central eye stalk immediately looks towards you. I'm going to need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, great.
Oh, no. Come on, baby.
Yep.
Come on now. Get the good dice. Oh, come on.
That was a 9.
That was a 9.
no.
Oh, very
My brother in
unfortunate
Christ.
for you, my brother in Christ.
My brother in Christ.
As soon as you stare at this creature, there's this arcane gripping that stops your body in its space. You are now incapacitated until the start of your next turn.
Oh no.
Big sad, big sad.
That is
I think-
extremely unfortunate.
As soon as
No
you
sentinel.
make eye contact with its central eye, there's this, like, static as you can't peel yourself quite to look away. I think now that you know this is present, there's a chance that if you close your eyes, you might be able to stop this effect, but right now you are unfortunately incapacitated. So, what would you like to do?
Too much to talk to anyone.
Incapacitated. You can't take actions or reactions. Sorry, I should have had this quicker pulled up. Yeah, incapacitated creature can't take actions or reactions. So yeah, you can do bonus action, and I would say free action of talking is totally fine.
Okay, I'm gonna first shout out, don't look at its eye! And then,
Okay.
with my bonus action, as I'm frozen, presumably like mid-stride,
Anything like you do with the
this
bonus
might
action?
waste it. Okay, hopefully I won't waste this. I'm going to, am I in visual range of the, I've forgotten her name, but the warden, the dead warden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you in visual range? I would
Yeah,
say...
can I see her?
Yeah, I mean, I would say real quick, go ahead and make me a perception check. You can just roll it flat at the moment. Also, for those watching on stream, Steven is joining us from a wonderful hotel. Audio is going to be a little quiet tonight, so don't worry, we are monitoring that. But just wanted to give you a heads up on that front.
That was
The
a nat
stream
20
audio is totally fine.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you
Mark.
so much, our wonderful producer. What did you say, Steven?
That was a nat 20 for a total of 21.
Very nice. So yeah, the being that you can see, you stopped before you could see both of them, but you can see kind of just off to the side, the body of the halfling is kind of being like it's almost being pulled by something that you can't quite see. I think Rhoda had explained that there are two of them, so you could assume that is with the other body, but you were able to see it without problem. I think Rhoda discovered this last time, but you can now see as well. This body is no longer has any life in it. You can even see that one of its legs has kind of been chewed off, and the big one that looked at you, kind of its foot is sticking out of its mouth as it's kind of like chewing on the appendage that it removed already.
Okay, as her body comes into my sight, I'm going to Arya just starts breathing really heavily, and her vision goes red as she goes into a rage. And as she does so, spectral ancestor forms appear around her as the gods bless her with the protection of these ancestors, which will do cool things if I ever get to attack anyone.
Very nice. So yeah, you've got, I think this is the first time anyone else around you has seen these impressions of these spectral ancestors. Are they wardens? Are they just shapes? Do they take solid form and visuals, or are they just more so ethereal?
I think that they're just sort of vague outlines of people.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Can't tell any details about them.
Love it. All right. Anything else you'd like to do with the rest of your turn?
I think that's all I can do.
Would you like to move your extra 10 movement speed? Incapacitated does not, for some reason, restrict movement.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. I'll move the last 10 feet.
Okay, sounds good. So you were kind of toward the leftmost part of the cavern. So, let's say you guys started at south. You are now moving toward west. The enemies are in the northernmost part of the tavern. All right. Next is Augustine with Rhoda on deck.
Okay. Okay. Hearing Arya, I think Augustine understands the situation. He fully trusts Arya as commander. And I think being the fighter that he is, he's probably fought in dark situations and is just going to use his natural fighting instincts. He's scrapped his whole life. He's ready for it. He's going to round the corner and close his eyes. So when he rounds the corner, I just want to get this layout. When Arya rounded the corner, was it immediately that they froze, or what did Arya take a couple steps in?
So Arya was able to get enough of a view to kind of see the scene, and it wasn't until the party made a noise whenever you guys were unable to pass their passive that they looked up. So Rhoda kind of got a view of them not glancing at her. She got back around the corner whenever the noise was made as a quick, trying to cover, but they knew you were there. So it wasn't until the direct look that was initiated.
Sure. One last question before I do my final move. So I'm assuming there is okay, this is going to be really hard. The aerial view, okay? Wall, Arya, here. Can I see from where I'm standing over here? Can I see, the other side of this dome area? The wall that is opposite of Arya.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, so if we got a donut, if you guys are in the south, she's in the west. You're asking if you can see the east, or you're asking if you can see the north?
East.
Yeah, so you guys have clear view of the east from where you currently are. So you can move that toward that direction if you'd like.
There's no, remembering your description of the room, there is no cover, I'm sorry, on the east, correct?
No, really, it's that central pillar that is the most cover. Again, it's imagine a dome, like a Thunderdome, but it's like geodes. So there's Omnite crystals sticking out all along the circular roof and ceiling. So really, that central pillar is the only prominent piece of something that you could hide behind, unless you have some kind of personal ability.
I would like to look at the floor. I'm going to change my tactic. Augustine, right before he runs out, he decides to look at the floor, and I know where Arya moved to. I want to try to move in while looking at the floor, take however many steps, however many feet that is, to go right behind Arya while I'm looking at the floor. And I want to try with I'm sure they're making some type of drooling or grunting sounds. I want to just visually hone in and try to see if I can figure out where roughly they are in front before I do my attack.
Okay, Arya moved forward 40. Do you have 40 to catch up to her?
Ooh, she moved 40? Mm-hmm. Bruh, why you gotta do that?
Yeah. I would say 30 puts you like right up against the central pillar, kind of the opposite of like Rhoda, more on the west, and she's more on the east. But you wouldn't have a view of them specifically, or you could just kind of stay out in the open on the way to Arya.
I can do. I'll go to that central pillar, looking down, and I want to try to get just the sights and sounds and layouts and see if I can figure out, kind of pinpoint where they are before I move in and try to like rush attack.
Okay, and I'm saying, I would say that if you're just pushing toward the central pillar, you don't even see them, so you can kind of like keep your eye down, prepared to cover in case someone sees, but you're able to get to the central pillar without problem. So your back is right up against it, with Arya about 10 feet to the west of you. So are you doing anything? Are you holding any actions or anything like that, or are you just kind of staying there until your next round?
Sure, I'm gonna hold an action. Between me and Arya, how many like feet would it be, you said?
Yeah, I'd say you're probably about 10 feet from her. Since she ran 40, you ran 30, you're about 10 feet from her.
Okay, cool. If I would like to hold an action, if one of those Goths moves into position of Arya, I would like to swipe at it with my greatsword.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Awesome. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
Can't really do
and I
much
will say
now.
Mechanically, knowing now what the gaze causes, you can kind of like, you can easily avert your view.
Oh, okay.
If you need to. Like, I'm not going to charge you an action or a bonus action or anything like that. You can, as soon as you see something, you could turn your eye down. Just if you're not seeing it, you're going to get disadvantage on attack rolls. So.
Okay, cool. Thank you for that.
Yep.
Now that I know that, yeah, I mean, the moment I see anything move, the great sword is going to come out, and I'm going to try to burn them. So,
okay. Sounds good. All right.
Okay, cool.
Rhoda, your turn with Zar on deck.
What just happened?
So I just moved right next to you, and I looked at the ground the whole time. Zach did just inform us, now that we know that this is all like by eyesight, that if we do notice it start to look at us, he won't like make us burn an action to look away. So
Okay.
factor
So
that
you can
in.
choose to avert your gaze at the beginning of your turn, but you will have disadvantage on attack rolls, essentially. Since you are at the front, you are right around the pillar from these creatures. You could easily get there in about 30 feet from your current position, Rhoda. It's up to you what you'd like to do. You know that there are two of them on the opposite side of this pillar toward the northern part of this cave system.
And Arya summoned some ancestral spirits to do something crazy if he can get out of his thing.
Incapacitation.
The incapacitation, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So question, I have extra attack under my abilities. So could I do attack, and then use a key point to do something else?
Yeah, what level monk are you?
9.
Level 9, yeah. So, you have extra attacks that would cover 2 attacks. And then, you can absolutely use your bonus action as an unarmed strike. And then if you use a flurry of blows, that would be 2 extra unarmed strikes. So, up to you.
Okay.
It's
Also, just to clarify, you can... So without spending a key point, you can make a bonus action attack.
Single unarmed attack.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you spend a key point, then you get 2 attacks with the bonus action.
For sure.
So
Okay.
either 3 or 4, depending on whether you spend the key point.
Yes.
Okay.
This has been a monk moment, brought to you by Steve.
It's monkin'
It's
time.
monkey time. What would you like to do?
I think I'm going to run up to the closest one to me.
Okay.
I'm going to make
as
2
you round the corner, would you like to avert your gaze, or are you going to just try and fight through this force that it has against you? You saw Arya look as soon as it made eye contact with this thing. She had to make a save against being incapacitated for her turn. Incapacitation is a condition that applies. You can no longer take an action or a reaction. You still have a bonus action, and you still have movement.
Okay. I'll look away. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to round the corner. I think you know enough where these guys are. They aren't far from you. They're hovering off the ground about 5 feet at the moment. So you're going to round the corner and kind of like charge toward them. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And let's see. So that's disadvantage, you said, when we're not
Disadvantage
looking?
on all attack rolls. Correct.
Okay.
You're welcome to look.
That's okay. All right. That's a 14 to hit.
14 unfortunately does hit. Unfortunately for me, not for you.
I was a little nervous.
Wait. Sorry, you said 14?
Yes.
Okay, never mind. It doesn't hit.
Okay.
So you take your first swing, it goes wild, you don't feel any impact. You just hear this.
Okay. Okay, and that is a nat 1.
Oh
So-
man. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, so I think you actually probably impact the body of the halfling that is currently dangling from the one Gust's mouth.
Great.
Feel this fleshy clunch. Anything else you'd like to do? Do you want to use your bonus action attacks?
So if I used a key point to do patient defense, which is taking the dodge action, would I be able to do that while not looking at them? Like, is that
Yeah,
possibility?
absolutely. I'd say
Okay.
given that it's a character ability, I would say that it will help in your position. You have spent a long time not seeing things, so I think you kind of call upon your other senses to kind of listen and quietly wait for an attack to come. So you're welcome to do that if you like.
Okay, I am going to do that.
Okay.
And then I'll roll my charisma save.
Okay. So as you do so, when you're rolling your charisma save, the smoke around your head has been increasing. And I think the further into the mall, you kind of feel almost this roiling as this smoke is kind of trying to resist this space that you're in. You're still going to make that roll, but the DC is going to be lower. So go ahead and make your roll.
It doesn't matter. It's an unnatural 1, so.
Oh my gosh. Right now we're all trying to avert our gaze from your attacks.
Well, fortunately, you are right next to this being, so go ahead and make another attack against it.
Is that at disadvantage as well?
And this would still be at disadvantage unless you want to reveal your eyes.
Okay, no. Not doing that. Okay, those were much better rolls. That's a 23 to hit.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. That's going to be one free hit with your reaction. What's your damage?
I don't remember what I roll for that. Hold on 1 second.
And Matt, you're on deck, by the way.
Yay.
Matt, I think your comprehend languages is still up, and you just kind of hear this like, "Oh, what's she doing? Just give me the body."
Just give her the body.
Okay.
Maybe we should just give them the buddy.
That's an 11.
11.
For damage.
Wow. Very nice. And then you get half that back as temporary HP.
All right.
Beautiful, beautiful. Great hit. So you've been
Great job.
missing all these shots, but then this thing within you kind of draws you toward this attack. And yeah, absolutely solid. You punch it right in the jaw. Just this. Ah! All right, Matt, your turn, buddy.
All right. How far do I have to go round to where they are within my eyesight if I were looking?
Yeah, so you're right behind Rhoda. So I would say if you want just straight visuals of them, you probably have to go about 20 feet east. If you want to get right up on them, you probably have to go 40 feet to catch up to Rhoda.
I don't want to catch up to Rhoda.
Okay.
I only have 25 movement.
Okay.
So I will trundle, kind of put my hand over my eyes and go, Rhoda, say something, please.
You're welcome to say something if you want, Rhoda, unless you want to stay quiet.
Hello, Zara.
Perfect. Takes out a grenade, chucks it in the direction of her voice coming from. It kind of rolls underneath her feet, and then I use magic and snap and send a little command to it, and it'll explode. So I'm going to cast Fireball. I don't need to see for that, so I'm just going to kind of chuck it and throw it towards her. So yeah, they need to make dexterity saving throws.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So point you choose within range. Okay, so technically that does not say sight. Okay, sounds good. Then yeah, you're able to send this fireball right between them. And you said what kind of saves?
Dex.
Dex saves. All right, let's see how we go. Oh, that is not that great. Okay, so we've got a 7 and a 17.
Meets it, beats it. So the one did save. It'll still take half damage.
Nice.
And Rhoda doesn't take any damage, by the way, because
Amazing.
Evocation Wizard. But the other one will fail, so it'll take full damage.
Okay. That's a lot of dice.
8d6. All right, let's see here. So that's 10, 20, 30. 39 damage total.
Wow. That's for the full?
That's full.
Yeah.
That's a great roll.
I rolled a really, that was a good damage roll.
Average is 28, if I recall correctly. That's incredible.
Jeez.
I rolled very, very well,
You
finally.
said 39. Okay, so
39
that's going to be
total.
19 halved. Okay, good to know. Okay, sounds good. You do this roiling ball of flame. I think that, not that you can see it, but the body of this little halfling is getting singed as this fireball just rolls out. And this boiling, roiling thing of flame as these two creatures just... anything else you'd like to do with your remaining action company?
I don't really have any bonus. I don't really have any bonus actions. I think I'll... well, I can't really see anyways. I'll back up 5 feet. Whatever.
Okay, sounds good.
It's kind of around the corner. So that's it.
Okay, so you back up. This first one, the one that was is closest to Arya, is going to just kind of utter something in this other tongue, and he's going to lift 10 feet into the air, and then he's going to look at Arya. All right, so these eyes begin to glow as it shoots 3 eye beams at you. The first is going to be a fire ray, so a DC 14 dex save, please. From Arya.
Sorry, it was muted. That is a 5.
That is a 5, so that fails. So you're going to take 6, 7, 8, 9, 16, and 24 fire damage as this fire ray immolates you. The next beam is going to be a pushing ray. Can you do a strength save for me, please?
Whoa.
Yes. So I am a tiefling, so I would have fire resistance, except I took custom range, so I don't.
Tiefling.
Strength save, that was the 26.
26. Yeah, so you feel this beam is trying to shove you against the wall behind you and kind of slow you down, but fortunately you're able to resist. And then it's going to try that same thing, but on Czar. So Czar, I'm going to need a strength save, please.
Yes.
DC 14.
That's not a strong suit of mine. Oh, but I did roll 17, so -1, 16.
Very nice. Same thing, you feel this beam of like force energy trying to push you against the wall. You're able to kind of like ground yourself. You were looking down anyway, so you kind of keep to your low center of mass and resist against this thing. So you kind of hear in his translation, "Oh, what are these things doing?" And that's its turn. So we are on Tebrin. What would you like to do?
Am I able to get within 30 feet of adjusting Arya and Rhoda? Just kind of be like in the middle of the triangle?
You can either get Rhoda and Czar on the east, or you can get Arya and Augustine on the west. You have to choose one or the other.
Okay, I would go towards Arya and Augustine and cast Bless on the two of them as well as myself.
Okay. How far is Bless?
30 feet.
Okay, sounds good. Are you casting at a higher level or just for those 3 Bless?
Just for those 3.
Okay. So I think, so you said your radius is 10 feet, you said?
Yep.
Okay. I think in order to get just within range to make sure that Arya is within the spot, you will have to kind of round the corner. You already know about this eye beam. Would you like to cover your eyes, or would you like to just kind of take it front on?
Yeah, I would cover my eyes.
Okay, sounds good. So you're able to get within range, and Augustine and Arya both feel this this familiar energy of your aura. And then, what is your bless? What does your bless seem like?
Just a sense of warmth and peace. I don't know if you guys know what it does, but it's an extra D4 on your attacks and saving throws as well.
I love it. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
No, that'll be it.
Okay, so then this other goth, the other one that Rhoda was fighting, you're within melee range. It is currently trying to chew on the only other leg that's on the halfling body. And Matt, in your translator, you hear, "Oh, this is my leg! Get away!" And then Rhoda, it's going to turn all 3 of its eye beams on you. So that's going to be first. Go ahead and do me a DC 14 strength save, please.
Okay.
And then followed by a DC 14 dex save.
Okay, fail for strength.
Okay.
And I succeeded on the dex.
Is that
Very
with the plus the D4?
I didn't get that. I didn't think. I thought it
She
was
did not
you
get
and
blessed.
Arya.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, other side of the room. Okay,
Even
so
so, it
you
was
are
a 3.
pushed 15 feet away. You kind of are shoved back into the central pillar. Your speed is halved for the rest of your turn. Once you're out of its space, it's going to pull back away from you about 10 feet. They're not very fast. And then it's going to fire one more at you. Go ahead and do me a con save, please.
Okay. Ooh, that's a 10.
It's a 10, so that fails. That's going to be 48. So 7, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 26 necrotic damage as you get blasted with kind of this dark, deep energy that kind of just impacts the center of your body and just drains the life from you. And that's its turn. Next is I don't know why I put the dead body in order, but she would have gone there. Major Arya, we're back to you, followed by Augustine.
All right. The smart thing to do would be to avert my eyes. However, Arya is currently in a blind rage. Not literally blind, unfortunately. Is not going to cover her eyes as she charges forward towards them.
Okay, so you're going to need to make another wisdom save at the beginning of your turn if you're not averting your gaze.
Let's go.
Yep.
Let's go.
With plus a D4, correct? Except they're not going to need it. That was. I would still get it because it's at the start of my turn. Yes.
Start of your turn, yes.
Well, I'm not going to bother calculating the whole thing. I rolled a 17
Okay,
plus
that's higher.
whatever.
Yeah, that passes. So you this thing glares at you after it fired 2 beams of energy your way, and you are now like eye to eye with this thing. You're looking at each other. If it's possible for an eye to squint, it does so as you push through the natural energy that it exhibits. Its eye opens, kind of surprised, and you're able to take your full movement toward it if you'd like. As you round the corner, you do see the other one, but it is currently not looking your direction, so I would not make you make another save unless it looks your way. So you're able to push toward this creature. The biggest thing is it is currently 15 feet in the air. I know you've got reach. I'm not sure what your reach is.
I have a 10-foot reach. Well, okay.
What's your
10-foot reach on top
height?
of my?
Yeah. What's your height?
I am 5'6". I think I said.
Then I would say that's enough to just make your attacks at the range that would hit it.
All right. Then I'm going to try to impale it with my glaive. That is a first one is a 21. Second
hits.
is a nat 20.
That absolutely hits.
Go.
Yep.
Let's
Nice.
go.
Okay.
I so wish Miravac had a little trick right now, but I can't just do that without reason.
Okay. Total of 30. I was 14 for the first, 16 for the crit.
You said total of 30?
Yes.
Woo! You do a phenomenal amount of damage. I'll give you an option. What is the type of damage that you're doing with this weapon?
Slashing.
Okay, I'll give you an option. You can either do the full damage to its body, or you can chop off one of its eye stalks with half damage, but eliminating one of its eye beams.
I think Arya's not thinking clearly. I'm just going to roll for it.
Okay.
See what she decides. She's going for the eye stalk.
Okay. So you said 15 then would be the number?
Correct.
So, Yeah, so you take this very square slice against it, but then as you take your second attack, this crit, you're able to precisely chop its eye stalk as it kind of like instinctively puts it up to kind of defend itself against the second hit, fully chops it off. You just hear, and you're able to eliminate one of its eye attacks. Anything else you'd like to do in your turn?
Actually, I forgot to say, when I attacked that creature, the Goth, my spectral ancestors began to swarm it and are basically just harrying it from either side and keeping it focused on me. I don't know if this will actually do anything because everything has been saved so far, but it does have disadvantage on any attack that isn't against me, and target. It's hold on. I gotta read the precise wording of this.
Augustine, you're on deck, followed by Rhoda.
Yeah. So disadvantage on any. On an attack against any creature other than me, and if it does make an attack against another creature, that creature has resistance to the damage.
Very cool. Okay. Anything else you'd like to do in your turn?
I believe that's it.
Did you use a bonus action for Polar Master?
Oh, I didn't. Thank you very much. Distracted with my rage.
Oh my goodness.
17.
Yes, that hits.
Okay. Okay, that is a plus 7 points. I guess this one I'll just do the body. I don't know if it matters. Oh, I also forgot, because I'm raging, I get a +2 to every one of my attacks, every one of my damages. So that's, I guess, a total of 4 extra damage.
Okay. You did 3 total attacks, though, right?
But one of them was, or two of them were halved.
Okay. All right, sounds good. Just watch out for that next time. Awesome. Anything else you'd like to do?
Now that's everything.
Okay, Augustine, what you got? You're
How's it-
hearing slashes and slushes, and your eyes are currently closed. You did hear Arya move north. I think you could try to follow her if you'd like. I don't know if you would be within range of anything melee at the moment.
So Arya is how far in front of me?
So she was 10 feet away from you. So Arya, you moved, I believe, 20.
Okay.
So you would have to move your full 30 in order to get up to Arya specifically.
Okay, I saw Rhoda get like blasted backwards past me, correct?
Yeah, I think she kind of like skidded off to the right side of your view. Yeah.
I would like to like peek around the corner and see, because I hear the munching noise of the other thing. Just want to see real quick how close the other one is to me. I hear Arya slashing this thing up in the air. I want to see how close the other one is to me.
Okay, so you're going to kind of like peek your vision just so you can kind of see.
Yeah, I'll be prepared to not look in its eye, essentially. I'm
So
ready to like.
You're going to
look,
probably have
yeah.
to spend 10 feet in order to get within view of this
That's
far
fine.
creature. So yeah, this other creature is all the way to the north side of the room. I'd say after your 10 feet, you're about 30 feet from it, as it's kind of munching on the only remaining leg of this halfling, and it's kind of like it's like a dog who got something and it wasn't supposed to, and it's kind of slowly running backwards, and that's kind of the vibe that it's got going at the moment. It hasn't let the body go yet. I guess it really wants it, but yeah, you're about 30 feet from it at the moment.
That's great. So nice. Okay, cool. 30 feet, I go to 10. And then I'm 30 feet from the. Oh, you know what? F 'em. I'm gonna round the corner. I'm gonna move halfway between. I'm gonna use all my movement, get a little closer.
Okay.
So that would put me roughly 10 feet away from Muncher Boy, and probably 20 feet from Scorching Ray. Correct?
Yeah, he's floating in the air above you. So you would
Okay,
basically
so
have to kind of run around the pillar, run by
Yeah,
Arya,
yeah.
and run north. So the one is kind of above Arya, and the other one you're running toward on the far
Yeah,
north.
I'm gonna move and I'm gonna move out, get whatever halfway distance. I want to make sure my body is, since Rhoda skidded behind me. I want to be like kind of placing my body in front of her, and then I am going to use Scorching Ray on these creatures. So let's see.
Just so you know, since you're on kind of the opposite, so Rhoda's on the easternmost side of this kind of central pillar, you're on the westernmost side.
Okay.
So you can start to move toward intercepting
Don't
the
worry about
distance
that.
between her
I
and
thought
the other
she
guy.
kind of was next to me. You're good.
Yeah, she kind of
Don't
got
care about
pushed to the far east at the moment. So you're going to use Scorching Ray nonetheless.
Yeah, it's like 24 to hit.
Okay, which one are you targeting?
Well,
You fire
I
three
create
rays.
three
so you're sending all
rays.
3 at the one on the north?
I want 2 at the one on the Muncher and 1 in the sky.
Okay.
Technically, that does require 3 separate attacks, by the way.
Yes.
That requires 3 separate attacks.
Yeah, so it's like an Eldritch Blast, and that each roll has its own to hit.
Okay. So the first one, got you. I'm sorry. Yeah.
First one absolutely hits the northernmost one.
And then what was it? It was plus D4, correct? Damage?
Yep.
2 attack rolls, though, right? Not damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
The second one is a 21.
That hits, absolutely.
And
You're gonna send
then
the third one to the one in the sky.
to the one in the sky. Yes, sir.
Okay.
18 for the last one.
18 does hit, yeah, absolutely. So go ahead and roll your damage. What does it look like as you do the Scorching Ray? As you kind of have your eyes covered, you know where the one to the north is. You generally know the one to the sky is. What does the Scorching Ray look like as you summon it?
Sure. So he has this metal robot hand. All of a sudden, these vents kind of start flapping open thanks to Czar, and steam starts pouring out of them. And like an anime character, he like holds out his hand and yells "Rokon Blast," and just this massive amount of fire shoots out from his hands in all different directions. And he's yelling at the top of his lung like a normal anime character would.
Amazing.
The first round of damage, you have, come on, D&D Beyond, 14.
14.
And then
Beautiful.
the second hit for that, oops, clear that. This would be...
Just to clarify, the D4 is to the attack roll, not the damage roll.
Okay, perfect. Then 11 for the first one.
Okay.
And then 11 for the second one.
Amazing. Okay.
And clear this. Thank you, Steven. Oh, whoops, that's the wrong dice. Sorry.
That third one.
Is 4 for the last one. Oh, wait,
Okay.
it didn't roll 2D. I'm sorry, hang on one second. 4, and then roll a 2D6 on that. Okay, the last one is 9.
9. All right. Amazing. Powerful shots against these creatures that have already been singed by Czar's fireball. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
Nope. I'm just gonna be looking down, not catching their gaze.
Okay, so as soon as you do this firing thing, you kind of recover your eyes, and that's your turn. Rhoda is up with Czar on deck.
Okay. I am going to... I can get to the one closest to me, even though my speed is still halved.
So it is probably where you were. It went north about 20 feet, and you got pushed back. Let me double check what the pushback is. 15 feet, and then you have half speed. So that would be
Okay.
35 feet from you. So whatever half your speed is what you have.
Okay, that doesn't help me. I guess I will start making my way toward that one.
You could step of the wind if you'd like, but that would be a key point to do so.
Oh.
That would give you dash as a bonus action, and that would be able to get you fully to the creature. Up to you, though.
Would I be able to attack, or would that be my action?
That would just be a bonus action. Yeah.
That'd just be a bonus action? Okay. Then let's do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get to it.
Sounds good.
Get
So
him.
go ahead and you can go ahead and do that. I think before you make that movement, go ahead and do me that charisma save, please.
Okay. That is a 14.
14. That passes. So you feel this thing continue to roil underneath kind of your the thing around your eyes, but you feel almost like it's maybe you're stronger or maybe it's weaker in this space. I don't know. You're able to resist through it nonetheless, and you charge toward the Goth to the north. It is looking rough. It is really trying to desperately. I think it is finally realizing this meal is not worth it, and it is starting to release this creature as you run toward it. Go ahead and do your attacks.
Okay. I'm still not looking at it. Just
Okay.
so you know.
So disadvantage then.
Oh, that was good actually. That was a 26 to hit.
Okay, that hits.
And 11 to hit, which does not hit. So
Does not hit, yeah. So
Okay,
go ahead and do your
so-
damage for that 26.
that is 6 damage.
Amazing. Rhoda, finish the one to the north.
Let's go.
Finish Grebe. Well, how do you heal
Awesome.
him?
I'm gonna jump up in the air and smash its eye with my foot. Just like come right down on it.
Just like
Another
your picture,
squishy
you
ending.
jump into the air, foot down. As you sink the force of your foot into its eye, it falls to the ground. But as it does so, you start to see like the eye fold in on itself, and then it starts to just. And then I'm going to need you to make a dex saving throw, please, as this thing seems to almost fall in on itself, causing some kind of eruption in something
no.
inside of it.
That's an 11.
An 11. Okay, so that's going to be... That is going to be 11 force damage as this thing kind of like crumples up and then explodes, sending the body of the halfling against the wall, splattering, and it's going to send you kind of back 5 feet as this just force of energy explodes against you. I believe you had temporary HP, but regardless, you still will take the full 11 damage as this thing explodes in front of you from the weight of your foot underneath of it.
Okay.
Anything else you'd like to do? I would say
nope.
that your speed, you doubled your speed. So what's your speed halved?
I'm at 35, so it would be. Oh boy.
So like 17.
Yeah,
essentially.
17
So like,
feet, yeah.
15. So yeah, you were able to basically get to it and you're out of movement because of the halve from the previous condition. So, okay.
Okay.
So you'll just stay there?
Yep.
Okay. Sounds good. My guy died. Matt, your turn.
All right. So I've still kind of got my eyes closed. But for the last, so there's one left.
There's one left. It is currently floating 15 feet above Arya. Well, you haven't looked up. You would have to look to see where it is. I think at this point, because of everything that's happened, you're not exactly at a position that would reveal you to the creature. So you could look up to find it if you want. I don't think you have a direct line of sight where you're at the moment, just because you pulled out just barely to see the other one.
Okay. How far would I have to go to get a line of sight on the other one?
I'd say 20 feet north.
Okay. Yeah, I'll walk 20 feet north, kind of run up, and then, again, I don't really need to see for this. I just need to point in a direction. With my eyes still kind of hand over my eyes, I'll go, whoo, and point, and a lightning rod will come out of my hand, and then runes will build up on my backpack and kind of charge this massive static shock, and then go out through the lightning rod, and I'll cast lightning bolt.
Lightning bolt. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Okay, so you shoot this lightning bolt. What do you need from it?
A dexterity saving throw.
Okay, that's a 7 on the dice, so that's a big old 9.
Yes. All right, perfect. So this is, I did not say I was going to cast it at 4th level, so I'll just go ahead and keep it at the regular 3rd level then.
Okay.
Okay, not as good this time, but okay. All right, 28 total.
Wow.
Right on average,
You do
right?
some crazy damage against this thing as it is shocked in midair. It glances your direction. Your eyes are still closed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go.
Glances
Oh,
your
boy.
way, and anything else
I've-
you'd like to do on your turn?
Oh, no. Bad feeling about this. Is it looking at me, guys? I yell out at everybody else. Is it looking at me?
Yes,
Am I in trouble?
It's looking directly at you.
Oh! I turn around.
We have
Don't
caught
make me.
its gaze.
Oh.
So, Matt, as you kind of like are trying to cover yourself, it shoots 2 eye beams at you, not 3, thanks to Arya. I'm going to need a dex save, and then I'm going to need a constitution save, please.
Okay, I'm not within range of the aura of the paladin, am I?
No, not at the moment, unfortunately.
Okay, the dex save is definitely a fail. Con save, though, that's a dirty, or not dirty, that's an 18.
An 18. Very, very nice. Okay. 10. Okay, so you're going to take 8 necrotic damage as you feel this beam hit the center of your
Ow.
chest. And then also this other beam is going to... I mean, it's weird. All of this arcane energy that you've forced into your items and your abilities gets drained temporarily as your magical items lose their magical property. Do you have any items with a charge to it?
Oh, yeah. I have, well, what do you mean, like a charge?
Like
yeah,
one
a
before
certain amount of
dawn or
days.
something like that? Yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay. All right.
I
So
do
you
not
just kind of
actually,
feel
yeah.
like this is weird. Like it's like your magic is temporarily being pulled from you as you send out this lightning bolt, but then all of the items that you have are
Correction.
empowered. Yeah.
I do, actually. My Artificer's all-purpose tool for each dawn, I get to choose a random cantrip from another class. So I guess I lose my Eldritch Blast.
You just does it have a number of charges per day
No,
that it can
it doesn't.
be
It's
used?
just per dawn.
Okay. Yeah, so I would say that the magical object loses its charge for the day.
Okay.
So whatever ability that was getting, it gets just kind of drained from you as this beam kind of pulls the magical energy back into itself. This creature is starting to freak out a little bit. It is going to start to move. It's going to turn. It's going to start to run toward the exit or float toward the exit. So it's going to
I
run.
get really mad. I feel like I've forgotten something.
So it's going to float 20 feet. Arya, I'd imagine you probably have some kind of reaction at the moment, yeah?
I would like to make an attack of opportunity if I can.
Okay, yeah, I think this thing, it wasn't prepared for this. It doesn't know what you are. It's going to float toward the ground and try and almost get low and run away. I do think that as it does so, it kind of is brushing past Augustine and then Major Arya as it dips. Go ahead and make your attack of opportunity against it.
Ooh, no. Oh. Wait, what?
The whole range of emotions.
Okay. My die glitched. It landed on a 2, but then it gave me a 9. So I don't know what happened.
Go ahead and just take the 9. That's fine. What's your attack
okay.
with the 9?
Total of 18.
Oh, yes, that hits. Arya, as it swings down, like eye stalks missing, it is dripping. It is also burned at the same time. How do you finish this thing as it tries to run away from these creatures that it doesn't know?
I think I just bring my glaive up in a 2-handed swing and smash it down as hard as I can.
Awesome. Love it. So you kind of like just take this thing and almost cleave it in half, but as you kind of meet the center of its body, it just then starts to like kind of shrivel up into itself, and then it expulses. I'm going to need both Augustine and Arya to make a dex save, please.
Oof. Ugh. Do I still get that bliss?
Yeah. +4 or D4, sorry.
Adding my D4. Don't think it's going to help.
Yeah, it's
Total
not
of
gonna
9.
Total of 9. That's a fail.
I
What'd you
was
get?
within 10 feet of Arya, right, though? Or no?
Still?
Before Arya ran up. So
Oh,
you were,
okay.
so you would be clear of this one.
10.
10. Okay, so those are both fails. So as this thing falls to the ground, you're about to celebrate, there's this sudden burst of force energy as you both take 16 force damage as this thing expels itself. Its body just kind of blows into pieces. Elements of its tentacles and eye stalks flying against the nearby Omnite. As far as you can tell, there are no more enemies in this space. This is probably one of, not necessarily formidable, but it did some damage against you guys as you kind of settle into this Omnite dome. I would say that as you guys are taking deep breaths and maybe starting to pull your hands out from your eyes, you look around. Because of low rolls from the previous day's survival checks earlier in the day, because Rhoda was out, you are now nearing the end of your 8-hour period. So you guys can try to continue further in. Currently at the north, you see the kind of ruptured body of the one Goth. Right next to Rhoda, you also see kind of the body of the halfling has been strewn against the wall, missing a leg. Its skin has been flayed by the fireball, as well as some of the other items that have shot against it. And then to the north, you see a cave system that goes further out that you have not been yet. Presumably, the Goths were moving toward the northernmost cave to escape to wherever they were trying to go. What would you guys like to do?
Can I look yet?
Yes, you can look, yes.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Are either of the goth bodies intact enough to have a main chunk?
They're kind of their center of mass crumpled in on itself and then ballooned up and exploded. So it's almost like a balloon popping. Unfortunately, there's scattered elements. Like you could grab elements of its flesh or its body or maybe one of its stray tentacles, but it's kind of shreds of a balloon at the moment.
Lacking a body to tear into, Arya is going to, for the next 42 seconds, angrily smash her glaive against the ground repeatedly.
Okay.
Scream
Force
in
bursts
rage.
against you. I think you are just, it's almost like these pieces of octopus legs or something that you are just finely chopping, and you move past the legs and start to dig out the ground itself. Zara, meanwhile, you do feel kind of the magic within you return after about a minute. The charge is still gone, but nonetheless, you do gain back kind of the base abilities of your magic items.
I want to go take an eye stalk.
Okay.
And put it for science.
You pocket an eye stalk for
Pocket an eye
science.
stalk.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then Rhoda, I think you are close enough to the halfling's body. You kind of just see this mangled expression on its face. The body itself is still intact, though definitely worse for wear. It's been chewed on. It's been blown up by a fireball. It's been expelled against the wall. I think Rhoda, you being the closest, this is a dead warden. So regardless of whether you knew her or not, she is gone, and she was, at least as far as initial views go, she is alone, or at least her body was left alone.
I would like to probably go up to her and first I would like to see if there's anything on her person. I know she was pretty battered and beaten, but I guess I'll take a look to see if there's anything.
Yeah, go and do me an investigation check.
A dirty 20.
20. Yeah, so I think you're able to find the thing. The biggest thing that you find is the symbol of the Wardens that you had seen before this battle ensued. You got a good view of her body. I think you rolled a very high, but it might have been a nat 20. You're able to find that central insignia. It's made of metal. It kind of survived a lot of this. It's a little worse for wear, but you do locate that. Otherwise, you're not able to really find anything in her pockets. What'd you say your roll was?
A dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. I think that you do find go ahead and do me a perception check real quick alongside that investigation.
Okay. That's a 12.
12. Okay. Yeah, so I think that you just kind of find, like, her pockets are empty, whether that was intentional or not. Her pockets have been kind of blown apart by the fireball. You find her one leg has clearly been chewed off. The other one has chew marks on it. Whatever these creatures were, they were excited about this meal. The warden symbol that you find from the central chest plate that she was wearing is really the biggest thing. You can't even find any weapons on her at the moment. This initial glance just sees this body that was alone in the maw being chewed on by monsters.
Do we know where she was from? Like, was she from Elysium or Alkuli? Did we get that information?
I think Ari would know. Both scouts are from Dicaxia.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would
You
like
would
to
not get this information until Arya calms down, which would probably be about now anyway.
Yeah, and I would say, like, does anyone, before we resolve what Miranda's about to share, does anyone do anything? I think it's very clear to see just, your captain is just digging into the ground in this violent rage, this violent outburst. It's not that she hasn't been emotional yet. You've just not seen this kind of outburst from her. It's a quiet cave otherwise, outside of this huffing and this intense beating into the ground. Is there anything any of you guys do while she's calming down?
I feel like she's in the moment. She's starting to calm down. Correct? Right now?
Yeah, I think she's calming down.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Knowing that it looks like maybe their rage is over, I think Augustine would probably approach Rhoda and ask if she was okay. Like, Rhoda, are you okay? I saw you get pushed back in battle. How are you doing?
I think Rhoda's really focused on, like, Kithra right now. Probably didn't really hear your question, but I just say we need to give her a proper burial.
Okay. Does there look to be any signs deeper into the cave showing that, like, maybe they were trying to go that way? Like, they were.
Do a survival or investigation check, or perception.
Okay.
Any of those could be qualify for your question.
As I do that, could you remind me of exactly what our mission was? It was to find
the scouts. Get any information you can about the Hellmouth, and then don't die.
Okay, perfect. That last one is great.
Yeah.
Survival, you said, correct? Dirty 20.
Very nice. Okay. I think that what exactly are you looking for?
So, correct me if I'm wrong. There's just one scout body in this room, correct?
You only see one scout body.
I am looking to see, and there's just one other mouth pushing further into the cave. I'm looking to see if there are warden signs or signs that the other warden went further and we didn't lose her body earlier. Like, it looks like maybe the other one scurried out as this one fell or something like that.
What'd you say your check was?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. So yeah, I think you're able to tell two things. The first is that there is, as you step kind of just outside the cave, I don't think it sounds like you're not going very far without the rest of your crew, but just to the north of the cave, it looks like the cave starts to elevate a little bit. You can't exactly tell where it's going, but you see the just subtle blue light coming from the far distance. You can see just to the right, there's this little hole almost where the cave becomes, the cave goes from this geo-type dome and breaks out into another cave as the elevation begins to increase. You see just to the right there's this little hole. It looks like there was a hole that was dug out. It's almost in shadow. It looks like this might have been where she was. and she was discovered by these creatures. The second thing that you find is that there are a series of footprints. Go ahead and do me an insight check on these footprints, please.
Dirty 20 again.
Very nice. Okay, so I think you examine these footprints, and you see, presumably, for one other person of the scouting party, there are a lot of footprints. And I think it's not difficult for you to imagine what this other person must be going through. And I think you take a look at Rhoda for a brief moment. You see the damage that she's taken, and then you look down at these footprints, and it's like these footprints are scattered, almost like they walk and they put the body over into the corner, but then they walk back and forth, and there's almost like this forward walking, this backwards walking, this like indecision. And I think that you can just tell, like, knowing that you had been shared, that the two scouts that came in here were partners, not only in their position in the Wardens, but in their own life. I think there's this element of loss and indecision. Like, I think maybe you think for a moment, what would I think if it was Rhoda that I had just lost? There's this inclination to move forward with the mission. There's this inclination to go back and retrace what you can. There's this inclination to make sure she's safe. There's this inclination to make sure that you join her. Like, I think that's what you're seeing in this just massive bumbling of footprints. Eventually, you do see one scattered pair of almost uncertain footprints lazily walking up the path to the north.
I think I would kind of still peering into this opening, speak out to the group, I believe her partner tried to give her a proper burial and continued on with the mission. There are footprints ahead. And if she could push forward at a time like that, then we shall too. Commander, do you agree?
I think by this
No
time,
risk.
Arya, you are recentering yourself. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah. I think after stopping attacking the ground, Arya probably took a minute or two to just stand and breathe, staring down at the hole she dug in the ground, and just sort of not acknowledging anything until Augustine, you directly address her, and she sort of shakes herself and says, yes, we must move forward.
What? Oh, sorry.
No,
While all this was going on, you said last episode there was a metallic stretcher right before we saw the Goths, right?
Yeah, the spaceship was encapsulated into the Omnite briefly before you guys had entered kind of this dome that you just fought in.
While Arya was raging out, would have I been able to try to go investigate that, see if there was a way in?
A way into the Omnite itself?
What I, as Aaron, know is a ship, but Tebrim would not.
Yeah, I mean, so imagine the mosquito in amber from Jurassic Park. It's perfectly encapsulated in the center of it without doing any kind of long-term mining through it. You could certainly attempt to mine into it if you'd like, but it's in the middle of a giant slab of Omnite. So if it's which we know is a spaceship, the Omnite has to be large enough to have encapsulated it and then built this kind of sphere around it. So, I think that you would know it would be very difficult to get into it, and it probably is not going to be, the time that you would need to do so is probably not going to service what you're currently doing. So, yeah.
I think I would, after hearing Arya kind of recognize I addressed them, I would kind of turn back towards the body and look at Commander and say, Commander, it looks like the other scout had tried to bury this one. If I may offer a suggestion, maybe we take a few moments and bury her back into this hole. Before we press on.
Yes, and if I may make a
Yes.
suggestion, being the intelligent one here, and knowing our previous designs of sometimes charging in without thought, maybe we should stop and pause for even longer amount of time. Because I am tiny dwarf with little legs, and I know you all are tall, but everybody looks very tired, and it will do no good for the last scout if we die from exhaustion trying to save them.
And I think at this point you see Mirovac kind of has been hiding or flanking, kind of jumps down, and Augustine, you see your brother walk forward and kind of like just hands behind his back looking at the bodies. It's like, I tried to tell you, this is what's going to happen to all of you if you continue. Like, take a hint.
And Ghost has a good point.
Not really a ghost, but I'll take it, as you see the female dwarf looking back at you.
We have no reason to press ahead. We don't even know if the other person is still alive. They might be dead, and we exhaust ourselves for no reason.
I agree. We should rest, but move forward tomorrow.
Can I go over to Kithra? Does she have a water skin on her?
A water skin? Go ahead and do me an investigation check.
A dirty one.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think you just kind of like look at her and as respectfully as possible see, and I think Rhoda kind of also informs you, like, she kind of searched everywhere. And I think with how tattered her clothing and armor is, like, you're just not able to find anything else beyond the symbol that Rhoda, I don't know if Rhoda's carrying it in her hand, but that's the most prominent thing that survived.
Okay. I will ask the group, does anyone have anything that can float?
Float?
Boat?
I don't.
In water.
Yeah, I have a. Wait, no, I don't think
Something
I do.
that you can do without.
Something I can do without. My cape is pretty awesome, and I don't want to take that off. I'll be honest.
Your cape floats?
Probably wouldn't help very much.
Well, I'm not the intelligent one here. Okay. Do we? I don't think I have anything.
Like a water skin? Would that work?
If it's corked, wouldn't it?
I won't ask anyone else to give up their water skin, but yes, I think that is our best option. I'm gonna just quickly drain whatever's left in my water skin, and then
Whoa.
inflate it as much as I can and cork it, and then try to, I guess, once we move Kithra back into the little hollow, wrap her hands around it, and then just say a small prayer. Clypeus, please bring this little one, this strong one, this fighter, into your embrace. Help her cross the unknown sea.
So where are you taking the body and what are you doing with this water skin? Just to rehash for me.
Yeah. Taking the body into the little hollow that she had been previously buried in, if I understood that correctly.
Yeah.
Quote unquote buried. and wrapping her hands around the water skin, so she's like holding it against her chest, kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
And the water skin is inflated.
Yeah. Go ahead and do me a religion check as you do so.
Not 20. Oh, sorry. That's a 1. Not 1 for a total of 4.
Not 1. I mean, I think you know how to pray. You've prayed plenty of times. And I think that the rage that you just entered into and are still trying to come back from you've lost your center a little bit. And so you still offer up this prayer. I don't think you feel any kind of response to it. And that's not unusual. You've had moments in which you've not experienced response. I think there's a moment where you're like, am I doing this more so for her or for me? And I'll leave that up to you to decide, but I think that's the furthest it goes as you perform this rite. I think as a Dicaxian, why don't you tell me, as a Dicaxian, knowing how you feel in response to this, does this feel right for this being, this sister?
I think that I have done what I reasonably can to try to help her across the Omnight Sea, but I think Arya is probably feeling like it's not enough, and annoyed at herself that she's not willing to do more in this moment.
Yeah. Okay. So you perform this rite. I think all of you have enough semblance of self and awareness to give the space for this ritual or this ceremony, whatever it might be called. You all are now standing in the kind of exit to this dome-like cave. The subtle blue of Omnight is giving a glow to the accentuations of the environment around you. Those of you that are wearing your vision, your goggles of night, are able to see this space well enough lit for you to see the cracks in the corners outside of the subtle shadows that are cast from the dull light. What do you guys do after this ceremony is kind of completed?
Guess. I mean, this cave seems like it makes a pretty defensible location. Just one way to move on, right? So look at everyone and say, Commander, it's your
Yes.
mission, your decision.
I think it would be wise to rest.
Is anyone hurt significantly?
I'm sorry, does a tiny fist bump. I'm missing only 4 hit points, so I'm probably good.
Dang.
I'm at about half, although I can second wind to get some of that back.
I would do a prayer of healing and everyone would get some HP from that.
That would be
That
dope.
would be great.
I feel like Augustine, knowing that maybe Rhoda didn't maybe acknowledge him to begin with about the hurt thing, seeing Arya pour out the water skin, he pulls out a potion from his bag and shows it to Rhoda and offering it to her.
I think we should save it.
Does she look... I mean, I didn't really see her fight, so how does she look outwards, besides just probably tired and exhausted? Does it look like she was hurt in the last fight?
Up to you, Rhoda.
maybe a little bit, but she's trying not to show it.
Okay.
You probably know her well enough, though, that she's in some pain.
She's maybe in pain. Okay. I think maybe seeing that, Augustine would again motion and just offer it to her and say, this isn't a time to be. Just take the potion, Rhoda. Please.
I think Mother might be right. There's other ways I can help. And then I would blow some of my spells to top her off instead of wasting a potion. First, everyone would get 15 HP from the Prayer of Healing.
Well, thank you very
Nice.
much, my turtle friend.
Meanwhile, Zarzaki finds some kind of monster cat in the room.
It has
Starts to
14
pet it.
eyes,
Yeah.
He is being very loud tonight.
3
Very bad
buttholes.
kitty.
Wow. 15, dang.
Okay. Is there
15,
anything else
and
you
then-
guys spend before resting?
What does everyone else still need?
I'm still down
good.
14.
14.
And I
Y'all,
have...
y'all got hit.
Cat monster needs some more.
I have 17 to go.
And then
Beautiful.
Augustine.
I'm topped off. Thank you very much, turtle friend.
Lay on hands. I have 40 hit points to divide, so I can top off both Arya and Rhoda.
Nice.
So of 9 left.
I just want to, as a reminder, the restrictions against healing and like getting hit points back on a long rest. We still get like our class abilities back and all of that, and spell slots and everything.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Okay,
I mean,
cool.
you don't spend hit dice or don't remove a level of exhaustion, you're just topping yourself off.
How wide is the cave mouth that we have not gone into yet? Not the one we came through.
How
The one
wide
going
do you,
further.
How wide is your alarm spell, if that's what you're asking about?
20-foot cube.
Yeah, I would say that you're able to successfully block off the north and southern entrance, if that's something that you'd like to do.
Okay, yeah, I will cast alarm. I'll just go ahead and spend the spell slots to do both, and I'm gonna switch around a spell. I'm getting rid of. In the morning, I'll get rid of grease and switch it out for cure wounds.
Okay. Just for the sake of time, is there anything else you guys want to do before you enter into kind of your, a 12-hour rotation of resting for the night? Or day, or whatever time of day it is.
Arya will spend some time with a whetstone trying to repair the damage she probably did to the blade of her glaive.
Okay.
Otherwise, that's it.
Great. What order are you guys going to be doing watches in? I assume you're doing watches.
Yeah.
I can go first.
Okay.
Okay.
I can take second.
I'll take.
I can go last.
I'll go
just
right
putting-
before Czar.
We only need 3 rotations,
Oh,
so are
okay,
you putting
okay.
one person on each watch? You multiple people?
Maybe double up, except have Rhoda do one alone, since she has the highest
I was
perception.
going to say,
I
you
don't
are
know.
going to have one. If everyone needs 8, one person's going to have to watch alone unless you want to take the extra 4 hours. So a 16-hour rest would allow every shift to have 2 people on it.
Let's just do. You guys just want to do the 8? I can.
Yeah.
I can sit with Czar. And help with those
You will
rolls.
have to do a 12 minimum if you have people on watch, unless you want someone to take exhaustion.
Oh, you want to do 12 then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should.
Okay. Yep.
So are you doing solo watches, or you have people doing 2 doubles and 1 single?
I would vote for 2 doubles and 1
Yeah,
single.
2 doubles, 1 single.
Yeah,
Because
that
Rhoda
works,
is
but-
pretty perceptive.
Okay.
Don't make me the single.
So
'cause I'm
first
not.
watch is Aaron alone, or Aaron with someone?
With Arya,
Arya.
I think.
Aaron and Arya. Okay. And then second watch is...
Augustine and Czar.
Augustine and Czar. Okay, and then third watch is Rhoda alone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so you guys begin to rest. Let me take a quick look at something. Everyone, as you are resting and entering into the night over the course of the evening itself, what is your layout for those that are watching? Are you having people stationed next to each other? Are you having both the northern and southern entrances open and reviewed? What is the energy in that regard?
I think given that we have alarms at the entrances, we should probably just stay close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hug the middle. Is that what we're thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Shouldn't see
Right up
both.
against
Hug the middle
pillars.
spear. Yeah.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Like
Okay.
deer hunting, leaning against a tree.
Are you guys watching then the northern and southern entrances, or are you just kind of keeping your ears peeled for what's going on?
I feel like we would probably watch one person be watching eyes on north, one eyes on south.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. For first watch, who is watching north and who is watching south?
I'll do south.
I'll take north.
Okay, sounds good. So you guys are resting. I'm going to go ahead and need wisdom saves for every single one of you over the course of tonight, please. And I would say because
do we
it's
get a
an
plus
extended
5?
period of time, I would not include the bonuses from the aura.
Okay.
Okay, no +5.
Yeah.
You said wisdom save?
Wisdom saves, please, from everyone.
15.
You said 15?
Correct.
16.
12.
25.
8. Oh, 25.
You with your
What? Was there extra?
bonus though? Your perception bonus?
Not
Wisdom
perception.
save.
This was a wisdom save.
Wisdom save.
sorry.
Yeah.
My
Wisdom
bad.
save. Yes. Okay. Okay. So over the course of the first watch, you all do what you can to settle in. This space has shaken you up. It is different. This rest is different than the night before. There are elements in which you are anxious about this space in general. So I think first things first. Matt, we'll start with you. So you kind of enter into this dream. I think there are the visions of the night before in which you're in this warm hearth space and you hear your father's voice from a distance. In this, it almost seems to pick up that same scene in which an image of your father kind of dips down looking at you. He's bigger and larger than he actually was in life. And he looks at you and he just kind of looks at, what would you say you're doing in front of this hearth? Are you tinkering with something? Are you working on something?
He's probably staring into the flames, smiling just a little bit.
Okay, I think he looks down, and I think in this dream he kind of picks this thing from your hand. Maybe it's a tool, maybe it's an item. He goes, "You know you're going to die down here. You've got the same energy as your mother." And then I think for a brief moment, as he kind of talks about your mother, there's images of kind of her in the background. You really never got to know her very well because of how early she passed in your life. But I think it suddenly clicks. The image that you see of Miravac is a young image of your mother. And he kind of picks you up by the scruff of the front of your shirt. And he goes, "This is what you've wanted? Then this is what you'll get." And he chucks you into the flame as this burst of fire roils around you. Otherwise, we cut over to Augustine, and I think you see yourself walking down the same path in the snowy wood from the night before. And I think, go ahead and do me a perception check as you're walking in this kind of snowy dream state.
Natural 20.
Amazing. You hear immediately coming from the direction that you're walking, you hear both Goju and Rodon's voices. They are calling to you. You hear one that's like, "Augustine, this way, Augustine." And then you hear Goju saying, "Augustine, this way, come to me. And then you can hear them further down the path. It's nighttime, there's no light in the sky outside of the distant Aurora Borealis of Dicaxia. What do you do?
Do I feel how real does this feel, or do I feel like this is a dream?
Do me insight check. insight against yourself, I guess.
11.
11. I think this feels like a very vivid, involved energy. So like this feels as real as it can when you're in the dream space. I don't think you have enough of that extra unconscious separation to feel like this is not real. So I think this feels real as far as you're concerned while you're sleeping.
Okay, I think if it feels real and I know it's like not a dream or feeling like it's not a dream space, I probably would go to it to see what is up.
So I think you run toward the distance, and you kind of see, as you round this corner, you see the subtle like flickering of like flames, and you find kind of this breaking of trees, and you push yourself through it, and you see this camp that's been laid bare. There's an explosion that's happened. There's lingering wood and dust. There are bodies all over the place. You see these flickerings of flame just kind of sparse throughout the camp. And then do me one perception check, and then we'll move on from this scene.
18.
18. So you know this scene. This is a scene you're very familiar with. I think the scene probably outside of the mall is often appearing in your unconscious and subconscious. You look over to where you know there are two separate bodies, and you see the body first of Rodon, and then you see the body of Goju, almost like skin missing, arms flayed, the fire of the thing that happened peeling back skin, and you see them stand up from this like undead position as they both look towards you, and you hear their voices warping as they say, "Augustine, this way." I'm gonna go ahead and have you roll a d6, please. Let me know what you get.
3.
3. Okay. Aaron, I think, what are you doing while you're on watch?
Not doing much, mostly just thinking about past how making me realize a lot of the terrible things I've done back in the Tondo clan, and praying to Tlypus that I could do my best to protect the group.
I think Miravak found this little Omnite shelf and is kind of like a kid, just, when his feet are running back and forth, like a kid who's sitting on too tall of a chair. He goes, are we leaving yet? This place really sucks. And listen, I don't want to see you die. That's the honest truth. Scout's honor, or whatever it is the Wardens say.
We have an obligation. We must carry on at least a bit longer until we find the last warden.
Obligation? Don't you have an obligation to live? Why are we down here? This place sucks. This place really, really sucks, and something else bad's about to happen. I can tell.
You're free to leave.
I'm not, dummy. I'm with you, for better or for worse. Is how this works.
You can't break our deal.
I mean, I could, I guess, but I'm stuck down here this far in. You and me, we're in this for the long haul. Matt, what happens whenever your alarm goes off?
Well, I have two different options where it can either be a mental ping or a audible noise, and seeing as I'm not keeping watch all night long, or I'm not awake all night long, I definitely would have it just be the most obnoxious iPhone ring alarm that you can possibly think of. It blares the moment it's activated.
Okay. So as you were talking, Tebrim, as you're talking to this little shadow that's next to you, you suddenly hear this blaring noise, and you see these skittering creatures run in from the south. I'm going to need everyone to roll initiative, please.
Oh, yeah, let's go, baby.
And if you are not on watch, you are currently... Oh, gross.
I knew he was going to do it.
It's that.
Stop it.
It's definitely
Stop
that.
it. Okay, so for those of you that are asleep, I'll still have you roll initiative. I would say at least for one round, you are still unconscious unless someone uses an action to wake you up. I think this noise is ringing throughout the room, but I do think it's going to take that one round for you to get up, unless if you have something that says otherwise. Caleb, could we have some epic fight music, please? Thank you. I would say everyone's close enough to your boon.
Okay. Even the people who are resting didn't get the benefits of a long rest yet?
Correct. No one has gotten long rest benefits yet.
Okay.
That is a +4 to initiative, correct?
Correct, yep.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
Okay.
Augustine, what'd you get?
8.
8. Tebrim?
11.
11. Matt? Or
Who
Czar?
gets the? Am I within the +4?
I would say
am.
everyone could get this initiative.
22.
Yes. 22. Amazing. Arya?
23.
23. Let's go. And Rhoda?
25.
25. Let's go.
Jeez.
Save me.
Okay, so you see these
see
creatures, these crawlers running into the space. They have no eyes, and yet they have these 2 vicious claws in the front, as well as this tail that swings behind them. They seem to travel in packs as they are rushing towards you all. These are the creatures that must have been tracking you. Presumably, they have, clearly they have caught up to your troop. They pour into this space. There are at least 1, 5, 6, maybe more of them. Fortunately, Rhoda, you are first. Unfortunately, it's going to take you a round to kind of wake up, unless you have something that allows you to do otherwise. And Steven, you're on deck with Matt after that. Same deal for you, Matt. You'll need to spend a round preparing, unless you have something otherwise.
I don't think I have anything.
Okay.
No.
You hear this noise blaring, and I think you break out from this moment of whatever your dreamscape is as you roll to the side and you are trying to get yourself up to bat for whatever this is. Then we go to Arya. You are to the north, so these creatures are pouring in from the south. I would say that you are able to spend, you have a 40 movement speed, right?
Correct.
Okay, you're able to, I would say, run, spend your whole movement speed in order to get close to one if you would like to attack.
Okay. Yeah, I will do that. I am going to, as a bonus action, go into a rage, but this time, as I'm not being sort of triggered into it by the body of a warden, a bit more controlled. I say, "Ancestors, protect me!" And the glowing ancestral forms appear around me as well. I'm going to make 2 attacks against the one that I can get close to.
Okay. You see this as you get close, this chitinous armor that is defending kind of the upper part of its body, and it is clearly honed in on you. Despite its lack of eyesight, it can feel and sense your position. You swing wide at it.
My first attack is a 14.
That hits.
Okay, and my
They're
second
small, they're
attack is a
fast,
28.
but they are not super defended.
Okay. I deal total of 20 damage between the 2 attacks.
Amazing.
And this one, it now has disadvantage on attacks on creatures against me, and if it does attack a creature, other than me, and if it does attack a creature other than me, that creature has resistance to the damage.
Love it. Okay. Anything else you'd like to do?
That's it.
Okay, Matt, as you try to wake up, is there anything that you could justify waking up faster with?
No.
Okay.
No.
Awesome. Then these crawlers, these creatures are going to, they're technically called core spawn crawlers, are going to charge forward. First at Arya, this thing is going to make 3 attacks at you. 4 attacks, I apologize. So that's going to be a 23 a
Yep.
13, a 14, and a 10.
1 hits.
Okay, so this creature that you nearly sliced in half, it misses with all of its moves, but then it takes a wild bite at your leg, and that's going to be a 5 piercing damage. And then go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw, please. There's going to be 2 more that charge at you as you make that wisdom save. Why don't you just let me know your AC?
16.
16, okay. All right, so these other ones, they were not as thrown off. The next one lunges towards you. It gets 3 attacks against you. Tell me first your wisdom save, please.
14.
14. All right, you are able to save. The next round of attacks, I'm going to need another wisdom save. The first attack against you is going to be 4 piercing damage. The next is going to be another 4 piercing damage. The next is going to be a 6 slashing damage as 3 more attacks go against
Holy
you.
moly.
Second save was 8.
8. So you become frightened as you see this swarm of creatures lunging and gashing and just diving at you. There is no strategy here. Strategy is a force to be reckoned with. Next one is going to attack you as well. This is with advantage on all 4 attacks. So that's going to be a hit. That's going to be a natural 20. That's going to be a
Oh my gosh.
miss, and that's going to be a hit. So I'm going to resolve the 2 regular hits first. That's going to be a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 piercing damage, please. And then the nat 20 is going to then be a 8, 9, 10 slashing damage. 1 more wisdom save, please. Well, actually, you're already frightened, so never mind. And then
Just want to call out, I do have resistance to physical damage while I'm raging,
love it.
unless these are magical.
Nope, these are not magical. These are just gashing and slashing. Last one is going to attack you. That's going to be a hit. That's going to be a miss. That's going to be a second
actually,
miss. Yeah.
Was this one, because I forgot on the others, was this one outside of my range before it came to attack?
Correct. Yes. I would
I would
say
like to
any of
make
those. We have 4 that are coming against you. You could attack either of the last 2 outside of your range.
Well, I missed it for the first 2, so I'm just going to do the last one.
But you only have 1 reaction, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
I'm going to miss with an 11, I think.
Yeah, it just misses. You are getting swarmed by these things, and one kind of gashes into your arm and brings down the sword as it swings wide. That's 2 misses, but unfortunately that's going to be then 2 nat 20s. That's going to be 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8. So 7, 14, 15 damage as the last one attacks you. The other one is going to then move around the opposite direction from where you are at, trying to move toward your friends who are currently getting up from prone. Tebrim, your turn with Augustine on deck.
I would run up to try to get up next to Arya.
Okay, yeah. So
And
you run right there. She's surrounded by 4 of these things. There are more coming from the southern entrance, but so far these 4 are directly on her.
I would cast Het on the one Arya previously damaged.
Okay, it's looking very, very rough. It's barely hanging on.
Okay, then maybe I'll save it. I'll first do an attack with my spear.
On the one that's damaged?
Yep.
Okay, go for it.
Natural 1.
Yeah, so you swing wide, but I think there's this look on Arya's face, and then these things are just skittering around really fast, and you swing wide. Try not to hit Arya as one of them kind of ducks up around you. What else would you like to do?
I'll lunge again with my extra attack.
Okay, go for it.
22 to hit.
That hits. You're able to absolutely slash this thing. It takes a wrong move as it's trying to juke around you, and you cut it in half. Anything else you'd like to do?
Then with my bonus action, I'd like to cast Hex on one of the remaining ones next to me.
Okay, sounds good. We'll hex number 2 for you. Anything else you'd like to do today?
Nope, that'll be it.
All right, Augustine, anything that you could justify helping you in this moment wake up faster?
Besides just being a badass, nope.
I love it. Okay. Then we have the final 5 swarm into the cave. 4 of them are going to go right to try and meet the rest of the crew. They're trying to clearly surround you. They see that part of their pack is up front at some of the stronger ones. They are trying to flank and get around. The group of them are able to get fully to the rest of the team, but they're not able to attack. And then we have one that's going to go directly toward Tebrim. They do have pack tactics, so that's advantage on the attack. Even still, the first one misses. The second one, what's your AC?
19.
That's going to be another near miss. 1 hit, and then another miss. Wow. So it takes 1 rake against you with its claws, as you take only 4 slashing damage from the one creature that is near you. That's going to be the end of the round then. Rhoda, you are able to get up off of your feet. You see this swarm of skittering things charging right towards you. You hear the cry of your friends on the other side of the pillar. Clearly they are getting attacked by more of these things. What would you like to do?
I'm going to head towards the closest cluster, and I'm going to use my 2 attacks and then spend a key point for Flurry of Blows and do another 2 attacks. And I'll get a different one each time so I can try to hit as many as I can.
Okay, go for it.
All right. Okay, that's a 14 to hit.
14 hits.
Okay. Got a nat 20 to hit.
Oh, of course that hits.
A 25 to hit.
That hits.
And a 17 to hit.
That hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Cool.
And Aria, you're on deck. Just be ready just so we can keep this fight moving. Zar is after that.
Okay, first one is 7 points of damage.
Okay.
This is the crit hit for the second one. 14 points of damage.
Ooh-wee.
Let's go.
Third one is 12 points of damage. That's nice. And the last one is 10 points of damage.
Amazing.
Let's
amazing,
go.
Amazing. Anything else you'd like to do?
Great job, Rhoda.
Oh, I need to roll a charisma save because I used a key point.
Correct. The DC is still lower because you're this far into the mall.
That is a 16.
Okay, you save. You resist this thing, this primal hunger that is building within you, and you are able to save against it. Anything else you'd like to do?
Nope, I think I'm just going to stay here.
All right, Arya, do your thing. You are currently surrounded by 4 of them because one of them is now dead. You are frightened, so disadvantage on the attack rolls.
Let's go.
Yeah. Just to clarify, the one that I already damaged is frightened. Or is dead.
It's
right?
done, yes. Yep.
Okay. I'll just pick one of the others and make a couple of attacks against it. First one is a 19 at disadvantage.
19 hits.
Second is also a 19.
That hits.
Let's
I'm
go.
going to do the damage from those 2 before I make my third attack.
Okay, are these both on the second one, or are you splitting them up between different enemies?
It's targeting the same one twice.
Copy. Yep, go for
Are
it.
you doing the one I hexed or a different one? You don't get the benefits from hex.
I'll pick a different one.
Okay.
Okay.
Total of 25 damage.
Oh, man, you
Let's
absolutely
go.
just decapitate this thing as you take out crawler number 3.
All
Anything
right.
else you'd like to
I will. I get from Great Weapon Master. If I kill a creature, I get to make a full melee attack with my bonus action. So I'm going to do that.
Yeah, do it.
On I guess another one that is not the hexed one.
Okay.
I did not roll with disadvantage. However, that was a nat 1.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I think this you get a beautiful shot, but the other one sees it coming and is able to dodge fully. Anything else you'd like to do?
I believe that is it.
Okay. All right, Zara, what would you like to do? You're able to get up off the ground. You see that there are 5 of them swarming you and Rhoda, and then around the corner, you can't quite see the others because it's the other side of the pillar.
You're
I
muted.
cannot hear you.
They all ran around to the other side of the pillar.
You have 5 on you and Rhoda at the moment because you were kind of standing up and getting up.
But the rest of our team ran around to the other side of the pillar.
Yeah, so it's like you guys we're kind of like camping toward the north of the pillar itself, so kind of toward the west, the southwest region, toward the front entrance is where things are pouring in. So right now, Arya and Tebrim are down there. You, Augustine, and Rhoda are kind of at the north where you set up your cots.
Okay.
So there's been 5 of them that have swarmed from the east right on the group of you at the moment.
Yeah, I want to get closer to our paladin and his aura, so I'm going to start moving that direction.
Okay. You will take 1 attack of opportunity from one of these creatures as it
That's
has
fine.
a reach. Okay. So that's going to be...
Do it.
Oh, that's only going to be a 9.
Ah, bummer. All right, that misses.
Don't you dare.
I wanted to cast shield because it lasts until the start of my next turn, so I wanted to cast it then. Anyways,
you're
okay,
able
but it
to
doesn't
make
hit, so I
it-
go, eh.
Yeah.
I think I don't get up, I just kind of roll.
That's exactly
For a
what you
bit,
hear,
and-
Matt. You hear one of the crawlers go, eh. Yep.
Okay,
That's what happens.
so there's 5 around Rhoda,
Yeah.
and then and then there's like 3 or
There are currently
Up
3
near-
around around
all
Arya
the
and
fighters.
Tebrim. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, before I leave the view sight of Rhoda, I go, Rhoda, to the rest of us, and then I will just turn around and take a tiny ball of bat shit and chuck it at her. And when it lands on the ground, it'll do like a miniature nuclear, like, kind of explosion thing. 4th level fireball.
Nice.
She's safe from it. I have to up because I'm running out of spell slots.
so much.
It's 5.
The bat water.
What's your DC?
17. Dex.
Okay. All of them fail.
Whoa.
Big damage.
That's happy day. All right. That could have been better. It could have been worse. All right. So that's 10, 15, 20, 27. 27 fire damage.
Let's go.
Nice.
Dog.
You immediately eviscerate 2 of them that were damaged by Rhoda, and the others are now deeply hurt by this fire. You just hear this like as this fire kind of consumes the remaining 3 that are still standing but look very damaged. Anything else you'd like to do?
No, I'm just gonna run up and get as close as I can to our resident paladin of choice and say, I told Rhoda to come join us, but she is kicking ass.
What's new?
Yes.
All right, so you run toward the others. Anything else you
yeah.
got on? Anything else you're doing?
No, that is it. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Steven, what did you say your AC was?
16.
All right, these 3 are still going to continue to hammer into you. I think they see that you have been bloodied. They're going to continue to do what they can to kill you. The first one is going to be a hit. The second one is a miss. The third one is a miss. And the fourth one is a hit. So it's going to be 2 hits from the first one. That's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 total damage, unless Tebrim's got something.
Yeah, as he's making the first attack, I would reach out my shield, and it would still hit, but it would reduce the damage. May you roll that? Reduce it by 6.
You fully defend the one shot against your captain, so that's only going to be 6 damage as one of the claws from the first one impacts Arya. From there are 2 more that are going to do 4 attacks against you. The first one's going to be a hit. The second one's going to be a hit. The third one is going to be a hit. And the fourth one is going to be that's a 16? Is that a miss?
Hits.
It hits. Oh, I'm so sorry. You got 4 hits against you. And that's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 damage as number 2 dives into you. The last one then is going to do the same kind of 4 attacks. That's going to be a hit. That's going to be a hit. That's going to be a natural 20, and that's going to be a hit. So that's going to be 5, 10,
Yikes.
15,
Yo.
19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 from the last one in the group. He's still
Just a
standing?
reminder, I am taking half damage from those. I am.
Oh,
you
that helps.
son of
Not
a
looking great, but
gun.
I'm still.
All right.
moly.
These things carve into you, but you show them why you are Major Arya. That is going to be their turn. Tebrim, you're up. There are 3 still standing around you. You see Zar run up from behind you to support you guys.
Okay, the one I had to lead to you with my spear, just take a couple of stabs.
Real quick, should I have made wisdom saves against those?
Oh, shoot. Yes. That would be
3 saves?
3 saves, correct.
Okay. First one's a 9.
9
you have a plus
fails.
5.
Whoop,
Oh,
that's
I have a
true.
plus 5. 14.
Yo, let's go.
Nice.
Okay, 14 saves on the first.
19 and 12.
Barely, but yes.
Oh.
Okay. Tebrim, what you got?
First one, that one again.
That's going to be a miss.
Second one, 16 to hit.
That hits. And the
That's-
one with Hex?
Yep. That's 10. Does damage type matter?
No.
Okay.
Not for these guys.
That's 11 damage.
11 damage. Awesome.
And then with bonus action with Polearm Master, it led to make another attack.
Okay. And you're adding your Hex damage with this?
Yep.
Cool.
27.
Got, oh, yeah, of course that hits.
And that is 15 damage.
Oh, you slice through this thing. You absolutely cut off its legs as well as the front of its face as you down another one. Anything else you'd like to do?
Nope, that will be my turn.
All right, sounds good. Augustine, you're next.
I'm up now, correct?
Yeah, you're up to make a full round.
Okay, how many creatures are in front of me attacking
right now, there
Arya?
are 1, 2, 3 attacking Rhoda.
Okay,
There are
and
2
Rhoda, say.
attacking Tebrim and Arya are next to each other. There are 2 with them. So 3 with Rhoda, 2 with the other guys.
And I'm on the Rhoda side, correct?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, I think I get up, I see these creatures attacking Rhoda. There's some lying on the ground. And instantly, attack mode. I rush up. You said there's 3?
Yeah, there's 3 on her.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna that would be yeah. Yeah, that sounds right to me. I'm gonna attack all 3 of them. So I'm gonna use my first attack, bonus attack, and then I'm gonna action surge.
Amazing.
And we'll see if they all hit.
All right, go for it.
You do get 2 attacks with your action surge, FYI.
So I can attack 4
Because
times.
you get a full. Yeah, you get 4 attacks.
Yep.
Sick. Okay, thank you for that. 15 for the first.
Okay. Do you want to take your damage per character?
That's fine.
Okay. Roll your damage.
First
15
one.
hits.
Not great. 8. Actually, that was pretty good. My computer is very slow right now.
That's okay.
Next one is 22.
Yeah. You absolutely butcher this number 2 next
Okay.
to Rhoda.
Second round of damage is 9.
Great. Still up?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
9
then-
to hit or 9
Ni-
damage?
No, 9 damage. And then to hit, the next one would have been 18, so that hits, right?
That hits.
And then it's another 9 for
You cut
that.
down the third one then.
Okay.
There's just one more near
One
you.
more. 19 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. It's 11.
11 damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Still up, but looking rough.
Okay. I think he stands up, he shouts something to Rhoda. She ducks her little halfling body and he in like a circular little kid like baseball bat motion on the back of his heel, just like hurricane spins his sword around, just swiping at all of the monsters in his area. And from there, I'm just gonna stand there ready to attack.
Okay.
That's the end of my turn.
Rhoda, what's your AC?
20.
20. Jeez, the last remaining one is it sees its allies around it go down by Augustine. I think this was going to be a formidable round against you, but this one single one is not able to get in past the defense of you and Augustine fighting side by side as all 4 of his attacks miss. Finally, at the bottom of the round, the last 5 swarm in the southern cave and then push immediately toward the fresh blood that they sense from Arya. I'm so sorry, Arya. We're going to do another round of a lot of damage.
Oh my
That's going to
gosh.
be a hit. It's going to be a miss. It's going to be a natural 20. Yep.
Actually, because you've already rolled your attacks, I'll make it against the second one. I want to make a polearm master attack and see if I can stop it in its tracks.
Do you want
I
the
heard a
first or the
nat
second?
20 in there.
I'll do the second because you've already rolled the attacks for the first.
Okay, go for the second then.
Zach is trying to kill us right now, and he's not being super nice.
You guys
I
have
do not
killed
have
those and
disadvantage.
another 5 come pouring into this.
Exactly. You killed the first 30. Here's 40
Objective survive. It's the end of Halo
Hey,
Reach.
what can I
Send
say?
the
Low survival
payload.
checks. Let them catch up to you.
Oh my gosh.
I think this is a
that
new
an
round,
18
right?
to hit.
18 to hit? Yeah, absolutely hits the first one that swarms in. Damage?
Sorry, taking a second. 6 damage.
6 damage. Okay. Yeah, you wound this thing, but it's still coming at you, unfortunately. So that's going to be only a 2, so it takes the slash against you. It takes the impact of that, but is able to get a 3 piercing damage against you. The nat 20 is going to be a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 piercing damage against you. The other one is going to hit, and then the last one's going to hit. That's going to be a 7, 8, 9, as well as a 6. So 15 on the last 2. And I think, what did I say about the nat 20? 6, 7, 8 for the nat 20. Okay, that's number 1. The other 3, the remaining 3, are going to go after Tebrim here. So Tebrim, what's your AC?
19.
19. First one hits, second one misses. Third one misses. Fourth one hits.
Okay.
So that's going to be a... And also, Arya, can you make me a wisdom save, please?
Yes.
For Tebrim, that's going to be a 3, 4, 5 for the first 5 pierce, then 6 pierce, then that's going to be another 6 slash for the first one that attacks you. You've got 2 more coming. I'm so
Okay.
sorry. I didn't know I was going to be doing this much rolling. Okay, that's going to be... You said what was your AC?
19.
19. 1 more miss, 1 nat 20.
Jeez.
1 more hit, 1 more hit. So that's going to
That
be
dice is wild.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, and 21 damage from that one. And then
Okay.
last round, I swear you're coming up, Rhoda, with Major Arya on deck. That's going to be a miss. That's going to be a hit. That's going to be a nat 20.
Oh
and
my
a hit.
gosh.
Dang.
So that's going to be a 6 piercing damage. That's going to be a 2, 9, 10, 11 slash. And then that's going to be 1 more 5 slashing damage against Tebrim.
Okay.
These things seem to be coming, but this seems to be kind of the last swarm as they surge around the southernmost group. Rhoda, we are back up at you. There is 1 currently on you. It is looking rough. You hear the swarm continuing to merge around Tebrim and Arya to the south.
I think I will go for 1 or 2 attacks depending on what my first attack does to
Yeah,
this
go for
one.
1.
That's a 26 to hit.
Okay, you're able to absolutely smash this thing with your foot as you cave in its carapace around its face. That one, the northern group is now gone.
Okay. And then I'm going to use my movement to go towards the rest of the group.
Okay, You're able to actually make it up to them because of your movement speed. You are able to get within melee range of 2 of the northernmost ones in the group to the south. Would you like to attack them?
Yeah, I would.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, I would.
Yes, thank
Yes.
you.
Yes.
That's a 15 to hit.
That hits. Also, Tabram, I'm going to need a wisdom save, by the way. Sorry.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Just one?
Yeah, just one.
He's trying to
11.
kill our healer.
You are frightened until the start of the creature's next turn.
Okay.
Rhoda, what's your damage on that one?
That was 6 points of damage.
6 points. I love it. Okay. Anything else you'd like to do?
And then can I spend a key point for my flurry of blows
You can
and make
absolutely.
2 more attacks?
Go ahead and do the attacks, and then we'll do your charisma save.
We have a 17 to hit
That hits.
and oh bummer, a 10 to hit.
That does not. It's close, but it does not.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and do your
So
damage.
that's 11 points of damage.
Okay, you're able to cave this next one's face in as you have kind of found the weak point. There is one of the original group left in the southern crew, as well as the new group that just swarmed in. Anything else you'd like to do? Or was that only one attack? You got one more?
I had 2. I failed the first one though.
Okay, sounds good. Go ahead and do your charisma save, please. And Arya, it's your turn next.
That's an 11
An
for
11.
my charisma. Yeah.
You... Let me double check my thing. Okay.
Oh, no.
Roll me a luck save, please. A luck check. Whether or not you're going to hit Arya or the creature to the south of Arya.
That's
You
just
wanna
gonna
roll-
be
you wanna
a
roll
D20.
high. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, that's a 4.
Okay. You see the shadow swarm around you. There's this. You have been overcome by this already, but this feels more vicious. This fog, this shadow that you know is within you, is getting more volatile. The deeper you go in, and you are blinded as you see Arya, kind of this crust come over her face as you go for the attack against her. Go ahead and go for it.
Okay. That is a 17 to hit,
17 to hit.
which
Arya?
I think hits, right, Arya?
I think Steven's phone might have died. He dropped.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I thought he actually got knocked out unconscious, and Caleb actually shut his camera off.
Okay. We will resolve that when he gets back. I've got that noted for the time being. Regardless, that's your reaction that has been spent.
Right.
We are now on. Okay, we are on Steven's turn. What I'm gonna say, just for the sake of moving things along, I know he's got a high roll to hit, so I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of keep this thing moving. Both of those are very high rolls. My dice are hot tonight. I'm going to say he is able to, with those 2 attacks, take out the crawler in front of him. And then I'm going to roll one more because I know he has a bonus action attack. It's another great hit on one of the newbies. One of the ones to the south is feeling rough. So you see Arya is charging through this burst of creatures and enemies, and I think she probably looks at you when you attack her, but nonetheless knows who the true enemy is here as she moves south. Czar, your turn. I think you're able to spend... Yeah, you're right near your crew, so you're not currently within melee range of any of these creatures, but you can see the new swarm that has come in from the south. There are 5 of them still remaining.
You're muted.
How many of everything remaining can I get in a 20-foot radius, so 40 feet?
I think you can
Across.
probably get all 5 of these newbies down south in your radius.
Cackles madly, and my turret climbs up on my shoulder and overcharges itself. Boom! Fires this huge shot. So I'll spend my last 4th level spell slot and do Fireball at 4th level.
Nice.
Okay.
So dex saves.
What's your
17.
save again? Oh my god, they all fail again.
I'm taking, I like our buddy Ryan in our Curse of Strahd campaign refused to do any attack rolls, he only had saves, and I kind of like
It's a good
that,
strategy.
because I can't technically roll bad. Okay, so 10, 15, 20, I can roll bad on damage though. 24.
Jeez, that's still not bad at all. You absolutely blaze through the one that was damaged, and the others are looking rough. Anything else you want to do?
No, I don't have anything else.
All right,
It's my
Tevin, your
turn.
turn with Augustine on
finish them.
deck.
Okay.
You see 4
with
left.
My Hexblade Curse. I'd like to put that on another one of the. This is a Warlock feature, not the spell. Put that on one of the enemies, and then make a couple of attacks.
Go for it.
I have disadvantage because I have
You're
frightened.
frightened, yes. You have disadvantage.
13.
13 hits.
That is 11 damage.
11 damage. Awesome. You were able to absolutely slash the first of the group.
Perfect. With that, I heal 6 hit points.
Ooh, very nice. 3 left.
Then with my other attack, hit 1 more.
Okay, go for it.
17 to hit.
That hits.
8 damage.
8 damage. It is looking rough, but it is still standing. Anything else you'd like
That
to
will
do?
be my turn.
Okay. Augustine, your turn. There are 3 left. All 3 of them are looking pretty rough. One of them especially is on death's door.
Okay. I run up to the first one that's looking like on death's door. Okay. I'm gonna attack it. 15 to hit.
15 hits.
Okay. First damage for that, my friend, is...
You absolutely kill it.
All right, cool. So I will get an extra bonus action because I brought it to 0.
Awesome. You slink the blade across the ground and just swipe up and chop this thing in 2.
Love it. The next one that's super, super weak, I'm going to attack it.
Okay.
Whoops. Dropped it. It's going to hit. It's a 21.
That hits.
Coming. Okay, 11 for the second one.
Oh, that's exactly what it had. You chop its head clean off. There's
love
one
it.
left. This creature, nonetheless, is still, even though its entire pack is gone, it is viciously snarling your direction.
Okay. I don't have a light melee weapon on me, do I? Let's see. I can't use that bonus action as an attack. Okay. Oop. Is it right in front of Arya? Like it could
It's right in front of Arya, yes.
Could I use my bonus action to grapple it? To try it to stop it from attacking Arya the next turn?
A grapple would be considered an action.
Action?
Unless
Okay.
you have something that says otherwise.
Yeah, I don't. Okay.
Okay.
You have Great Weapon Master, right?
I do, yeah.
I think you can make
Oh.
a normal weapon attack then.
I can
with
make a normal weapon attack. Yes, as a bonus action. That's it. Yes.
that. If
Okay,
you
cool.
kill someone, so.
I did. I killed 2 things. So, all right. Then I'll do another action then.
Okay.
Attack. It's gonna hit. It's a 22.
Yep.
Thank you for. I just put that in our chat too, didn't I? I still
Yeah.
didn't even remember
Yes, you
it. I got the brain worm. 15 damage.
15 damage.
Nice.
Very great hit. It's on death's door. Anything else you'd like to do?
Yell at it in intimidation.
It is going to, as a response with its single enemy that I have here, it is going to take some attacks at you. It's going to be a
Perfect.
19, that's going to be a 22, that's going to be a natural 20, and that's going to be a 13.
Is
Okay.
Augustine within range of me of 5 feet? Or
Yes,
no?
yes.
For one of those, can I reduce the damage?
Absolutely can.
Okay, so only the second and third hit.
Okay, sounds good.
Reduces
That's
10.
going to be a... I'm going to need a wisdom save from me. Actually, no, this one's not a wisdom save. First one is fully blocked by Tebrim as he anticipates this thing, but it takes one final attack with its tail as it slinks up underneath the shield. Nonetheless, it does not do too much. That'll be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 piercing damage as you get skewered by the tail in your side. That is its turn. Rhoda, you are able to deftly run in, if you want to attack, go ahead and do the attack against this creature that's barely alive.
Okay. The 26 to hit.
How would you like to finish this ambush?
Yes.
Nice.
I think I want to go in for like a slow motion. Well, actually, no. First, like fast karate chop, but then at the very end, like really slow, just kind of knock it on the head.
Okay, sounds good. So you're able to kind of like definitely like almost in slow motion, like remaneuver one of its claws running towards you, and you do this deft chop that just kind of snaps its neck as it lunges at you and then falls to the ground. You guys are free of this thing chasing you. I think there's a lot of adrenaline that pushes you guys. Would you like to try and quickly get back to sleep, or do you need kind of an hour to kind of like calm down and get back into the zone of sleep? Or would you like to continue on? Long rest effects have not taken place yet.
Oh my gosh.
We fought for that long rest. Just
Yeah, we did fight for that long rest. I feel like maybe we should definitely try to sleep.
Yeah, we should just finish it out.
Matt, I would say that your northernmost alarm spell is still active. You would have to reset your southernmost alarm spell.
Okay, gotcha.
And I think Arya, I don't know exactly what she's feeling. I don't want to presume. I think she's probably feeling pretty rough. She's probably looking rough. We might have to resolve out of game where her health is at in case she needs to do anything during the long rest for that. Presumably Steven's device died, so we'll kind of get back into him. But just for the sake of keeping the game moving and trying to move into next week's finale, you guys head back into kind of this sleep best that you can. I think it takes probably an hour for you guys to really recenter yourself and get back into kind of the flow that you did have. I would say you're able to successfully get through the first rest and then the second rest.
Sorry. Before we go to bed, there's a series of abilities I can do to heal. Steven and I up a good amount. I still have 2 channel divinities, one with the amulet, one with normal. I can convert those into 2 level 2 spell slots and then cast Prayer of Healing twice.
Okay. That would
Hello, I am back.
Hey!
Please pause for one moment.
Welcome back. For those watching on stream, thanks for sticking along. We won't be going too much
Except
longer
my
tonight,
camera is
but
apparently black.
just making sure things are good to go. Welcome back. Can you hear us, Steven?
I can. Is my camera black for you guys as well?
No, we can
Nope.
see you.
No, we
can
can
see
see
you.
you. Beautiful face.
Well, you just froze, but
okay, now you're gone.
we're getting there.
Anyone who needs it gets 26 hit points.
Is it a prayer of
Dear
healing?
God, you didn't tell us you were a healer at the beginning,
Between
I feel like.
2 different prayers of healings that I spent both channel divinities to regain 2 level 2 spell slots and did it back to back. Then I have 9 lay on hands left that I'll use on myself.
Okay.
Oh,
Would
Insane.
So are you full then, Tebrum?
Not quite, but I still have 4 more first level spell slots that I can do in Cure Wounds as well. To
Okay,
top.
I have Cure Wounds too, so if anybody needs that, I can do
Have
that
you used
before
many
we
spells?
rest. No, I mean I only have 1 use a day, but since we're resting right now, I can totally use it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to use yours on Arya, then I'll do.
wow.
Okay.
Nice.
So I'll give Arya
Great teamwork, everyone.
4 points of healing.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, I had to use 2, so I have 2 left for Arya if she needs it.
Okay.
Tebrum, just so you know, as you use both of those channel divinities, you do open up both of those instances. One thing that changes, so Miravac being further in, you've seen him getting like more desperate and more frustrated. You can choose to re-roll whenever he tries to counter, whenever the consequences of his thing happens. It's your choice. So like the next nat 1 or the next nat 20, you can choose to try and just have the person re-roll instead of converting it to the opposite.
Oh, interesting.
So he's got 2 opportunities to influence the world, but you can, convert that, if it doesn't work in your favor, you can convert that instead into essentially 2 luck rolls.
So it still happens automatically, but it
still will happen. Yeah, it still will happen, but you get a little bit more control over the essence of this creature that is kind of inhabiting your space.
Okay.
So we can kind of resolve a little bit of Steven. What I'd like you to do, Aaron, go ahead and just kind of take note of the healing that you're able to do and coordinate with Steven about what's possible. Just because it's getting late here, I want to keep us moving, okay?
Yep.
Okay. So, all this to say, you guys are surprised by this thing after 2 difficult battles. You're trying to rest. As we get through the night, the first thing I'll ask, is there anyone that needs to spend any kind of hit dice over the course of the evening that is currently present in the party? Okay. All right, we'll double check on Steven as well. But at least as far as tonight goes, that's that. Let's see. We did on the first rest, we had Aaron and Steven. Second rest is Matt and Trevor, and third rest is Miranda. Tebram, I think whenever you finally get back into some kind of semblance of rest, you enter into the similar dream state that you had the night before. Previously, you were walking toward this beautiful sunny day, and the hut that you are so very familiar with jumped and kind of ate you in a way. As you head into your dream state, the shadows kind of pull back, and you see yourself inside of this hut where you know that you had killed someone retroactively that's very close to you. Inside the hut, as the sun turns from this smiley, like happy, kind of energetic and uplifting scene, the shadows begin to grow long. It almost seems like the sun is setting and casting shadows, and those shadows then begin to stand up, and they look around, and you begin to see multiple faces appear from the shadows. Do me either a perception or an insight check as you look around kind of this dream state of your mind.
11.
I think it's a little eerie because you hear them asking on repeat, start as a whisper, just why? And then you kind of see faces begin to form. As the sun sets between the window, you kind of see the central form, this figure that maybe you recognize the outline of, is saying that same thing, why? As these shadows kind of collapse in on you. We're probably going to revisit Arya when she's back. Probably next time at this point. I think the last one then, Rhoda, I think you are once again in kind of like this endless blackness, this dream state. You have continued, like this has been so much conflict and so much tension that you've been dealing with. And I think do me a quick insight check. As you are kind of like drifting back off into bed next to Augustine, you just got through this battle, you're calming down your system, the adrenaline's leaving.
18.
Okay, so what happens as you kind of maybe slip in and out of, like whenever you're sitting on the couch and you're like, I'm not going to go to sleep, but it's like 2 hours later and some random show is playing in the background. It's almost like this in and out of awareness. And I think you look around and you see kind of everyone in the party and they're all kind of like just staring at you. But as you kind of like move, they're just kind of continuing to just follow you, just kind of like this blankness. What do you do as you look up and kind of see your party just kind of huddled around you in this space?
I'd probably talk like, what's wrong?
And I think each one of them slowly puts their hand out to reach towards you. You see Arya, you see Tebrim, you see Zar, and then finally you see Augustine next to you reach his hand out towards you. You are kind of in the middle of them. Like, so far they're just out of reach. What do you do as I don't know if you reach out to anyone's hand or if you just watch as they are standing there staring at you, holding their hand out in front of you.
I would probably reach for Augustine's hand.
Okay, as you do so, the creature that you saw last night slashes him from behind as he drops. And then you kind of look around the rest of the circle as other similar creatures, some you recognize and some you don't, that just appear from the shadow, cut down your friends around you until you are kind of standing tall. Your shadow begins to stretch out long before you as the bodies of your friends are on the ground. And then you all wake up. Miranda, I'm also going to need you to roll a d6, please.
A 6.
A 6. Okay, roll again one more time, please.
A 5.
5. Okay. I think as you all wake up in the morning, there are a couple things that are happening around you. First, Miranda, you are the one that wakes up, or you're supposed to be on watch, or maybe you were on watch when this thing happened, and I think you... Do me a perception check real quick.
9.
Okay. I think continuing kind of that weird dream state, you see the shadows stretched long, and you kind of rub your eyes instinctively. I think that there's a part of you that doesn't think that whatever you're seeing in this dream state is happening, is going on around you, and you see the shadows just continue to stretch longer and longer, and you hear that same voice, hunger. And above you, you see this black shadow kind of blot out the blue glow of the Omnite. And I think as you see the shadow come in, the other shadows of your friends' bodies disappear, and you begin to look around. Like, it's almost like you're waking up, but you're not really. You see some of the friends that weren't on watch all sleeping around you. And I think as soon as the shadow above you appears, you drop once again into unconsciousness. I think the rest of you begin to wake up. You begin to stir. Augustine, I think this, throwing back to the scene in which you almost saw these undead forms of the two people that you were closest to up until now kind of stand and try to walk towards you, calling you out, trying to communicate, these two loved ones, your father, your brother. I think as you snap out of it, you hear Rhoda's unconscious body slam next to yours, and then you try to cry out, and you are incapable of speech. You can't get any words to escape your mouth. The only words that you get are some kind of babbling, like you can't seem to put any kind of context to what you're trying to say. Anyone that's not Trevor and Miranda, please roll me a perception check as you wake up.
Did we each need to roll a d6, or was it just Rhoda?
They rolled lower than the DC, so just the two
Okay.
of them.
18.
12.
Okay. And then I'll just say Arya is able to ride off of your guys' rolls. What you guys do as you wake up, you kind of almost hear this, like, I don't know, Augustine, what, you can't speak. What is the noise that is coming from you, or what is happening when you wake up to Rhoda falling unconscious before you?
And you said I can't speak?
You can't speak.
All right, so I see like Rhoda fall in front of me. I mean, she's just like dropped in front of me, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I think I would kind of like quickly like dash to her again and try to say her name.
Yeah.
Does my mouth open, or are we talking like a Matrix-esque scene where it's like blobby and closing? What are we talking about?
You still have a normal mouth. I think it's more so like this deep, like to your soul, you just can't, like, it's almost like this, not psychological, but like this deep, like, division or disconnect where you've simply lost the ability to form the words that would come out of your mouth. You can still think, you can still operate. You don't have magic, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I think if you did, you would recognize you can't cast spells. But at least in this instance, you just can't form any kind of words outside of subtle noises from your throat. It's more so just this psychological, this deep wound where it doesn't feel like you can form any kind of coherent statement, at least as you presently are. Matt, I think all of you kind of are awakened to this moment. I think you guys are kind of just on the edge of your seats at this point. You got ambushed last night. There are creatures chewing on other wardens that you fought, and then I think all of you are seeing the situation. I don't know, Augustine, if you were like trying to form words and then maybe just this.
Yeah, I think
So you all kind of look around, and Matt, Zarzaki is the only one that specifically looks up to see this ginormous form of some kind of spider being just sitting on the roof above you. This thing is huge. You see this thing, it is simply staring at all of you. What do you do?
How many lead, as Aaron wants to know?
So I believe Caleb has an image of this if you guys are able to watch the screen. But this thing is like this 8-legged, huge creature. It is this combination of like a spider meets a squid. It has these 2 large blue glowing eyes. It has this carapace that is semi-translucent with like these speckles. It almost looks as if Omnite has coincided with its body. It's got this just energy of oneness with the space. It matches the entire Omnite environment here. From its mouth, there are these long tentacles that are slowly kind of dripping some kind of mucus liquid, and it is just sitting on the roof, connected to the ceiling, staring at you. Matt, you are the only one to see it at the moment.
I see black screen. Gosh. Does it seem like it's connected to whatever's happening to the two of them?
I mean, you're certainly welcome to make some kind of check.
First of all, we got a long rest, right? So I can hit that button.
You have officially gotten a long rest, yes.
Thank you. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. I think, yeah, I will. Oh Lord. So does it look like
into our, you got it.
Oh.
what
Nice.
the weird.
And this is a huge creature
Kaloof?
just sitting in the roof,
It's Cthulhu.
watching
thank
the
you.
group of you.
Zarzaki bows. It's big enough to eat me whole.
Oh yeah. I mean, mechanically, this is a huge creature.
God, what would Zarzaki do? I think probably being the only one to notice, I just stare up at it for like a really long time, and then without taking my eyes off of it, turn and grab the head of like Tebram and just go move it up to see.
Chebram, you see the same.
I would immediately start praying to Tlypus and use my paladin ability Divine Sense just to see
Okay. What
What
are you looking
kind
for
of-
with Divine Sense?
another location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet.
Okay.
Interesting.
I think in the world of amnesia, some of those classifications don't necessarily apply as much. Lord, you're welcome to speak up. None of those base triggers of, you said celestial.
Fiend or undead.
Yeah, I mean none of those base triggers a light, at least in this
Correct.
space. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's how high above us is it? How high is the roof again?
I mean, it's like maybe 50, 60 feet in the air is the tallest spot on the roof. It's centered. It looks as if it's just watching. It's been sitting here. I think the two of you making the eye contact, I think at the moment, Augustine is probably trying to figure out what's going on with himself and Rhoda. I think Arya is trying to help Augustine as well. But Tebram and Zar, you hear in your head... Tebram, you hear, killer, yes? It is good to see you finally. And then Zar, you hear, murderer, Tekel needs your help. And I think because of our time, that's where we're going to call our session tonight. As we stare on party members uncertain of what's happening, this giant creature who has called itself Tekel is now speaking into the minds of two of your party members. And we will, as long as everything works out, finish out into the Hellmouth next Monday. Maybe be prepared for a late session, but until then, we'll see you guys next week.